I love John Wick. It's exciting to be able to come out and spend time in LA with the people behind it and kind of learn how they put it together is amazing. It reminds me of the kind of action movies my dad secretly showed me when I was far too young to watch them. Hi, I'm Mike Biffle, and I'm here today with the 8711 stunt team. These are the guys behind the amazing work across John Wick, and we're going to be learning from them. We're going to be seeing some of their moves. I'm probably going to get my ass kicked, and we're going to see how we can incorporate some of those ideas into the game.
If I throw him, that gives me time to go, and I just grab my pistol, boom. Hi, I'm Jonathan Eusebio from the 8711 stunt team. I served as the stunt coordinator, fight coordinator for the film series, and today we're gonna have Mike throw us around the room, and then we're gonna kind of teach him in the the tactics and mindset that John Wick does for the movies. We'll give him a little taste of what, how John Wick comes and recognizes the problem, sees the problem, solves the problem. That's kind of the John Wick style, right? He sees it, he goes, oh crap, I gotta figure this out. My hand's buzzed, I can't use this hand, you know what I mean? Good, yes!
So I'm a storyteller. My games often focus on that and telling these interesting stories, and John Wick was such an amazing opportunity. This universe that's fantastical and mythical, has these larger-than-life characters, secret society, all that good stuff, that meaty story stuff. And I wanted to tell a story that kind of translated that universe into a game's context. We were working on a bunch of other concepts for games, and then Good Shepherd came to us with this idea of potentially making a John Wick game. I didn't believe it at first. I'm a massive action movie fan. When we got that opportunity, we just dove in. We started building prototypes and experiments. I was very cautious because I didn't want to make a bad John Wick game, because this is important. This is a film franchise that matters.
So all I want you to do here is if he goes to the shoulder, I want you to take a step to the side, almost like this hand takes the place of your shoulder. Let him come to you. Yes.
We wanted to build a game and an approach to playing that was completely focused on being John Wick.
It's a good transition from the film world to the video game world. It's not like I watch a video game, I go, oh, they didn't watch them. It's nothing from the movie. Now they can actually be John Wick. So I just move my shoulder and I backstep. See, and you end up in neutral position. Yes, just like that. See how easy that felt?
Yeah.
When choreograph, you have to figure out what style of fighting or what style of movement we're going to use. And from the very, very beginning, the filmmakers wanted to make it based off judo. So judo, it's all based off momentum.
So when you're watching John Wick, the thing that strikes you first about the fight scenes is the momentum, is the energy, that kind of forward push through the space. That's part of all of the films. But we also wanted to get that sense of strategy, of decision making. So that's a balancing act, because we don't want to make a game that's so slow that you're making decisions and it doesn't feel like it has the energy of that action scene. But we also didn't want to make a game which felt like a dumb shoot 'em up.
He's basically moving, so one, he knows what's behind him at all times, and having something between him and more threats. So all his choreography or all his movements, there's a purpose to everything, there's an intent. Then from here, almost just grab his, palm his, there we go, let's go to that, and let's just walk it, 1, 2 steps, yes. Remember, John Wick always moves. Yes, see, good, yeah.
A really key moment, and it's only a few seconds, that I really kept going back to while we were making the game, was in the first movie, a moment where John's out of bullets, so he stuns an enemy, gives them a moment of pause where they can't attack him, reloads his gun, and then shoots and finishes that character. That was one that I kept coming back to, as we need to have something like this in the game.
So we just wanted to make sure we're coming from a place tactically it feels correct, because those little nuances, those details is what law enforcement guy, military guy, they look at that stuff. They go, oh, he didn't really train. He's missing those little nuances. And those little nuances are the most important. Whatever the empty space is, that's the reload, the gun stuff. That's where the gun fu comes in too. Because otherwise I would just be out here shooting everybody. The fun of it is you're in close quarters, you're getting surrounded, you have to change your angles.
So what we did was we built this system of interrupts and stunning, where you can, as a player, if your gun's out of ammo, you can literally do that in our game. You can stun an enemy with a quick punch. That's going to take him out of action for a short space of time, which is going to give you time to reload your gun. Then we add depth to that with different moves that have different durations of stun. So it might be the case that you can actually take someone down, right down to the ground, and it's going to take them a while to get back up. That's going to give you more than time just to reload your gun. You can take out their 2 buddies behind them while they're still staggering back up.
Now from here, this hand that's on his face, I'm gonna almost make a circle, like a big circle like that. See? See, everything's big. Then from here, I'm gonna hit him in the kidney. Then I'm gonna make another circle with this hand. I break his arm. Then I use this as my fulcrum. So now your 180 is not from the wrap, it's from my shoulder. Goes back to where it started.
The replay was something, it was actually something that came from Lionsgate Games and from the filmmakers, was that they were seeing this game that was cool and strategic and kind of let you play as John Wick, but crucially you weren't getting the experience of being John Wick in the movie. We wanted to give a mode to the game and an ability to the game to let you see a fight you just taken part in and that you just kind of choreographed through your own play as essentially a little movie. And that's what the replays are. And we had to do a lot of work to build that up, but we're really happy with where they went.
And action! That's it. Nice. Awesome, dude.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time, man. I appreciate it.
Pleasure, man. Pleasure.
Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired.
I just want to give you a little glimpse of like, you know, what we do in the film and how we kind of, our thought processes and how we do these things.
That's the thing, is bringing that thought process to bear. A, it's going to help us with the animation, but B, it tells us how we're going to teach the players to play the game. Exactly. We want the player thinking in that way. We want the player making those tactical choices. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Oh, you did a good job, man. As it shows.
I'm a little hard. Yeah, no, I've worked hard. No one can say I didn't work hard.
Really good job.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
And do you feel like Mike and his team got that right?
Oh yeah, I'm loving it. I kind of want to play it right now.
Freddy met death, but death did not want him. His obsession with revenge would get the better of him. Only this time, the entity had other plans for him. Terrified and sleep-deprived, survivors facing Freddy are on the verge of falling asleep and constantly dip in and out of consciousness, only catching brief glimpses of Freddy before falling into a deep slumber. These micro-sleeps allow Freddy to attack a survivor at any point, forcefully pulling them into the dream world in the process. Those who manage to stay awake long enough will eventually find themselves drifting into a deep sleep, where their worst nightmares becomes a reality. The dream world is Freddy's domain. Here, he has unworldly powers. By pressing the active ability button, Freddy can project an illusion of himself next to the generator and cause it to gush a torrent of blood, allowing him to take control of the projection, if he chooses. The cooldown of this dream projection is reduced for each sleeping survivor in the trial. Dream snares are traps that can be quickly placed almost anywhere. These snares will reach up and grab any survivor who pass over them, causing them to scream in horror and lose their footing, ultimately slowing them down. When survivors are affected by the dream snare, they are unable to vault quickly through a window. To further toy with his victims, Freddy has new add-ons that challenge the survivor's perception in the dream world. One of them is the dream pallets, which can be placed wherever regular pallets appear. But when one is dropped, it explodes into a shower of blood. When selected, dream pallets replace dream snares. The terrors of the dream world can be deadly. So those unfortunate enough to find themselves face to face with Freddy will want to wake up as soon as possible. Survivors who are awake will be unaffected by Freddy's dream traps. To escape the dream world, survivors can either fail a skill check, be awakened by a woke survivor, or reach a ringing alarm clock. Alarm clocks jolt survivors awake more effectively since they offer some respite before the survivors are lulled back to sleep. Even in life, Freddy Krueger was a twisted man hiding behind a mask of friendliness. He now torments his victims in their sleep, turning their worst fears into reality. Sleep is inevitable, but it's time for a new nightmare.
We have waited. For years, we have bled, devoted our bodies to the great cause. Now the earth stirs, a rumbling calls. Jörmungandr, rise! Bring your wrath, Ragnarök comes.
We endured. We survived. We pushed back. Now, we venture outside to hunt our enemies. Into the wilderness. Into the dark. Into your shelters. Shall see no rest as we kick down your doors and bring you to your knees. We are the Division, and we're coming for you.
They say the best warrior prevails without fighting. But the truth is, humans make mistakes. Because if you stand aside, the victory will slip through your fingers. The warrior spirit is formed in battles. Every step forward is akin to a final confrontation with the enemy and yourself. We believe that complete victory demands sacrifice. We believe that weapons are instruments of persuasion. We believe that rewards need to be paid for in blood. We believe that triumph is based on power. And we believe that true warriors never surrender. Time to wage war.
My purples made me a monster.
Everyone, come, join us.
We gather here today looking toward our future.
We built Freedom Town as our ideal socialist community.
This place was our escape from America, from racism, from corruption, from poverty.
Whatever people may say of us, we know what is in our hearts. We are not a cult. We are revolutionaries.
But now we know they are hunting us. They will keep sending their assassins until they have murdered each one of us.
We have armed ourselves to keep our people safe. But against the great war machine, there is only so much we can do.
In a world run by monsters, we always knew this couldn't last forever.
The last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen.
The world will not let us live, so the time has come for us to take the final step.
Come, follow us to the end.
Action! Oh, hello. 2 Point Hospitals coming to console. Build your breathtaking hospital. Cure unusual illnesses. What happened to that guy? Improve your hospitals with research, new machines, and by hiring great staff. Oh, and try not to kill anyone. Ugh.
Rated E for everyone.
programming mastermind? A business human with an entrepreneurial flair? Or a big thinker ready to take on any puzzle? You're in luck, fellow humans. We're hiring. Engineer tomorrow's kitchens today.